thank you for viewing this recording of a free event provided by Next Village San Francisco for our community. Next Village San Francisco is a local nonprofit providing services and support that empower seniors to live independently in their own homes. We welcome people who want to keep connected with their community as members, volunteers, and supporters. We host 30 to 40 free activities and events each month for the public, and our members have access to our network of volunteers. Learn more and get involved at nextvillagesf.org. We hope you enjoy this video.
So we open up the Zoom app and we see right away that we can either sign in, sign up, or join a meeting. Kind of depends on the organization and the person who's creating the meeting. Sometimes it's required that you sign in to Zoom in order to join a meeting. For example, the Next Village ones don't require that. You can just join straight away with a link, but you might see sometimes if you go through the login sequence, it says, please log into Zoom to continue. And that's where you'll sign in. You can sign in with your email and your password, or some people connect their Google account, their Facebook account, their Apple ID, things like that. But let's just assume that we're joining a Next Village presentations and you don't need the sign in. So you can hit join meeting. Each meeting has a unique meeting ID. So for example, for this one, you can see in the invitation, it's just a digits, a string of digits 868 1042 7110 7110. Cool. You can turn off the video if you want, or you can choose to not connect to audio, and you'll click join. So this one, for example, has a passcode that's required to join. This is included in the invitation. So here I see the passcode is just the San Francisco's area code of 415. We'll hit enter. And got it. Cool. Now I'm in. Normally you're going to want to hit Wi-Fi data. Oh, wow. Look at what's happening here. It's fun. Let's see. Good. Oh, it doesn't. There we go. Doesn't like that it says Zoom inside of a Zoom. So from here, this is funny. You can see there's the option to stop the video. You can share the content on your screen. I can't share from here because I'm already sharing my screen. It's funny, it's freaking out because I'm doing a screen share of a screen share. You can look at the participants here. These are everyone who's joining the meeting. Let me move my little touch bar here. And you'll see this down at the bottom. If you swipe to the next page, you'll see the people who are in the meeting. The cameras are either off or on. You can see, for example, my iPhone, I have the camera off. So it's not showing. And then there'll be more. There's basically a page for every person that dials in, for every 4. So here's 4, and then here will be the next 4, and then it can be just unlimited pages, and you can basically swipe through and see all the attendees. If you go back to the main screen here, this is what's being displayed. Again, it's not too happy that I'm sharing a screen share. And then from there, you can join you can mute the audio, you can start your video or turn it off. You'll see a little preview here at the right, things like that. If you open up the other settings, you have in here the chat box, which is here. You can see you can send a comment to, by default, it sets to everyone, or you can send a comment to, for example, a participant specifically. So if I message Janet, this message is sending just to Janet, and she will only see this message. Versus if you go to everyone, this will be like a large forum chat. Let's go to here. There's not too much else that's important in here. Basically, these are reaction emojis that populate on the screen. So let's say the speaker is talking and you hear something they really like, you can hit that. And on my side, it's going to show up. It's funny. Let's see, it's going to show the emoji come across your screen. So it's just like another way to interact with the users. You can also change the background. So you see here, there I am. I can blur the background, or I can add my own, which allows me to go into my photos and select a photo. Yeah, not as many settings as in the desktop, but that's what you have there. Any questions about the mobile app component, or is that pretty straightforward?
iPhone, the screen, how many video picture you right now has 4 pictures because it's small. For example, if 12 people cannot fit in, you
Yeah,
have
so
many pages then.
there's more pages, so it's basically 4 per page, and you just swipe left or right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you'll see here's
I'm
the first
laptop,
page.
so I can fit in 12 at least, I think.
Yeah, it's different on the laptop. This is just a mobile app, and you can swipe between here like that, and then this page here is the content that's being shared. So I'm going to leave this meeting. You can just hit leave and do that.
Where can you press the 3 dots in there to save the chat in the iPhone?
You can't. I believe you
You
can't
cannot.
save the chat. No.
You can. Oh, that's the advantage of a laptop, I guess, because those people who use iPhone cannot save.
Yeah, and it also depends too on the host settings. So the person that's providing the meeting, they can determine if the chat can be saved or not. So you might have a meeting where that's turned off for various reasons, and then you're not allowed to save the chat no matter what device you're on.
Yeah, right.
So let me go here and stop share. Cool. Now we'll do it from the desktop. Let me share my screen. Oh, here's just work things. Nothing exciting there. Cool. Can you see, I think I modified the settings, but can you see the remote control bar here at the bottom, the middle of the screen?
No, we can't see yours. We can only see our own.
Oh, interesting. I thought this changed. Okay. You don't see it in the middle of the screen, huh?
I see your cursor moving around.
Interesting. I thought I changed this with Janet this morning.
I see your cursor moving around. It has
Yeah,
a
weird.
3 orange curve and a lot of
Let me try it again.
files.
Let me do this. Sorry, just a sec. Okay, so we'll just talk through it. I thought we changed the setting this morning to display the bottom bar there. Basically, if you look at the desktop, well, let's start with the login. So the sequence is basically the same that you have on your iPhone, where you can enter a meeting based off of the meeting ID. It'll just show you, enter the meeting ID, and you can grab that. If for example, someone sends you the meeting ID. The more common way is if you get a link with a URL in it. And that's probably how most people join meetings, is just the URL. That's the best way to go, because that has all of the authentication built into it, right? So if you use that link, you won't have to find a passcode or anything like that. If you use the link directly, it bypasses any of the security settings that may be in place for if you use the meeting ID directly. So that's basically the best way to go. The only thing it doesn't bypass is if a sign-in is required.
Mm-hmm.
I think for larger format, like webinars and things like that, most people know to turn off the authentication piece where you have to be signed into Zoom. But you might see something that's a little more secure, and they'll say, hey, please sign into Zoom first. You sign into the Zoom platform with your email, and then you can access the meeting. So try to use the long URL as much as you can to join a meeting. So once you're in there, it'll ask you if you want to join your audio. You pretty much always want to say yes. That'll allow you to hear and both hear the audio and speak. If you don't join the audio, you won't be able to communicate through that way. So you always want to select Wi-Fi or cellular to join that. There's also the option to dial in, which it gives you. You can press dial in, and it'll give you a number, like an actual phone number, and you can go onto your phone and dial in to the call. Obviously, there's no video, but if you will need to listen in, or you're having Wi-Fi problems or whatever, you can dial into the call as well and just listen in. So there's that option. At the very bottom, you'll see the mute, so you can turn it off. Right now, it's off now. Pretty straightforward. The other thing you can do is you can use the space bar to mute yourself, which is pretty handy.
Really?
Yeah, you might have to set that up actually. Let me confirm that. But I can use the space bar to mute and unmute myself. If you go in here, you can select that there's a little caret to the right of the mute. That allows you to select the microphone and the speaker. So for example, if I have a pair of headphones in, I go in, it sees that headphones are connected, and I can click the microphone is to use my headphones with the microphone, my AirPods, or I can switch it to use my MacBook microphone. Or if you have an external microphone plugged into your computer, you can select that as well. Right below that is the option to select a speaker. So you just
I'm sorry, Harrison. Where are you looking for that? Where do you see that?
At the very bottom, you see the mute button.
Yeah.
Click the little arrow, the little caret to the little right of that, and then it'll pop up.
Oh, got it. Yes.
Yeah. This does it by default, basically, but you have the option to override it if you want. Like for example, the speaker, it's using my AirPods. It's outputting the audio to my AirPods, but I could also change it to output to my Sonos that's sitting right here. So I can choose where the audio comes out of and what the audio comes in of. Like again, by default, it's pretty much just the laptop, or if you connect headphones, it's going to pick up that automatically.
What is the meaning of same as the system?
Same as system is what the default is.
Oh.
What the computer default is, basically. Let me change my back. You can test the speaker and microphone. This is pretty handy. So if you click on that, it's going to play a tone. And then if you can hear that, it's going to ask you, can you hear this? And if you hit yes, it's going to move on to the microphone. It's going to have you speak, and then it'll reply what you speak back to see if the microphone is working. And that's just a quick diagnose tool. I actually use it often when I join a call to see like, what is my headphone? Am I connected to my headphones, or am I connected to my laptop? Just so I know where the audio is coming out from. So if you click test speaker and microphone, you'll get that sequence to see where the audio is coming out of. There's also the option to switch to the phone audio if you want. So if you click on that, it's going to show you the dial-in number for this call. So I clicked on that, and now it's saying, hey, dial 301-715-8592. You dial that on your phone, it's going to route you to this call. So you can switch back to that as well.
If you connect to your phone audio, will it connect you under the same window that you're showing up as to other people, or will it show up as a new person that joined the Zoom?
I think it shows up as a new person that joined, but just an audio, like it's a little symbol of a telephone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there is, just to point out, there is some limitations. Like if there's certain security requirements on the meeting itself, you might not be able to dial in. But that's an edge case that you probably won't experience in a wider use like webinar setting. Like at work, for example, we prohibit people from dialing into a call for security reasons. So that option won't work. Next to the mute, you have the video options. So you can start or stop your video. If the video is stopped, it's going to show you a little arrow or a little slash mark through the video. And then here it's going to show it up here. Depends on your laptop. Most of them also have a little LED at the top to indicate that the camera is on. So on my laptop, I have a little green light. It just indicates that the camera is live. And if I turn the camera off, that light goes away. So you know if the camera's being used. Just like the audio option, you can change the video. So for example, if you had an external webcam that's sitting somewhere else, you can select that camera. I only have my built-in laptop camera, so I don't have any options to select. But if you have a peripheral plugged in, you can select that as well. You can blur your background. It just kind of sets a little blur here, frames you in, cuts everything off behind you. You can turn that off and on. Let me turn that off. There's that. You can also choose a virtual background. So that's the next option. Basically, you can go blur or not blur, but then you can also they continuously add new things. So now you can make yourself black and white. You can make yourself a different color. You can add all sorts of fun little emojis here. Oh, look at that shit. And you can add.
You know what? This is good. I want to
that's
know
brilliant. Oh my God.
Where is it that you got to get it? I don't
that
see
is
that.
wonderful.
Is that video setting?
Yeah, go to video settings.
Okay, I go to video setting and it shows original ratio, HD, mirror my video, touch up my appearance. Is it the touch up my appearance?
No. What do you? If you click the little caret next to the video icon, do you have the option to choose virtual background?
Next to video, option to choose. Oh, there, go. Background. I have my green mirror, my video.
And then click video filters.
Click the video mirror my video screens or studio effect. That is I see video filter.
There you go.
Video filter. I click it. It doesn't show nothing. I don't know why. It just shows visual background, virtual background, no video filter.
I love the mask. That's brilliant. Oh my God. I never saw
that one was good.
Oh, I love it. That's so funny.
How come I click it? It doesn't. Maybe mine needs an update.
Yeah, maybe you have to update. We can look at the version number and see.
You know. I like those ones.
Funny. Okay, so there's that. And then you can also change the virtual background. By default, there's not really anything in there, but you can actually add your own image. You can search for images on your desktop that you saved. So for example, that's my company logo. Some people have that in there, and then you can mirror the video, and that way it shows correctly. So you can upload whatever photo you want and set it as your background.
Spaceship.
Yeah, right. Let's see here. That's pretty much it. You can move your camera angle around. I can't think of a good reason to why you'd want to do that, but you can do that.
Spider-Man.
I think touch up my appearance is the best one of all. I have that on.
Yeah, that's a good one. Just kind of smooth things out a little bit.
The look is very important.
Yeah, it gets rid of all the fine wrinkles. It's terrific.
You don't have wrinkles.
Oh, yes, I do. But because I always have it on Zoom, you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. Moving along from left to right, there is the participants button. So if you click on that, it's going to open up a new window on the side. You'll see everyone who's in that call. You'll see things like if it's being recorded. You'll see things like if their microphone is muted. So for example, I can see now that Sylvia's mic is muted, Camille's mic is muted, and I can actually, as a host, this depends if you're a host or not, but I can go in here and I can select a user and I can click ask to unmute, and then it'll send a user a notification and ask them to unmute themselves. I can't unmute her by default, but I can send her a prompt to do it.
Okay, hold on, Harrison. How do you do that? Oh, lost it from here. Sorry. Oh,
No worries.
fucking phones. How do you do that? Mute people if you're the host. Show. I mean, I am sometimes a host.
Yeah, so you
How do
can.
do that?
Let me see if I can. If you can, let me share my screen and see if you can see this. Hold on.
Why the Belinda doesn't have the has a microphone kind of. She has a different kind of look like a leaf, but it's pink.
Can you see my participant list here?
Yes. No.
Yeah. Oh, weird.
No, I can see your company logo and bunch of files.
It says she's calling from the iPhone.
Weird.
You see, Belinda.
So
Mic.
let's see.
Just describe to me how you
So
do
if you open up the participant page and you see the list of people.
Well, I can actually mute them on the symbol there.
Yeah, if you hover over it, there's an option to hit mute, or you can hit more, and you can even turn off their video. You can You can do all sorts of things. You can kick them out of the meeting.
I can kick them out of the meeting. Oh, right. Oh, excellent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. Yes.
You can spotlight a person. So, for example, if I go in here and I say spotlight for everyone, it's going to put Janet at the front. And so now she's locked in there, and I can just go in and remove the spotlight.
That's called pinning, isn't it? When I click more on the participants list, I get the choice to pin, rename, or add profile picture.
Is that all you have?
I'm not on the host now.
Yeah, because you're not on the host.
I'm not on the host. Got it.
Here, let me do.
I don't
let
have
me do
the
this,
spotlight word. I have the pin word.
If I make Janet, if I make you a co-host, now you should be able to see things.
Yes. Okay. Pin spotlight for everyone. Rename. Add profile pictures. Where can I find get off the screen?
Oh, maybe you're just the co-host. Hold on, let me make you the full host.
Oh, okay.
There, make the host.
Okay, let me try
Yeah,
that.
try that.
No, I'm still only pinning, spotlighting everyone, renaming or adding a profile picture. I can't see where I can get rid of somebody. Not that I ever wanted to, but I just never knew it was possible.
Interesting. It should
I think your drop-down list is longer. My drop-down list is shorter.
Well, that's right.
It depends on
he's
what
the
permissions.
host. Yeah,
because he is the host. I don't have those choices.
Yeah. Okay, well, I haven't actually tried to throw anybody off yet, so I can leave that.
I know the other option that you have
Uninvited
is to send them to the waiting room too. That should be a drop-down list option. So yeah, play around.
We had a big family Zoom for my husband's brother's 90th birthday the other day, and there was one family member who we invited who we were warned might be trouble. But she didn't come on, so I didn't have a chance to chuck her out of the room. But I should have that.
Now you know the capability is there.
I know it's there somewhere. Okay, very good.
You are the captain.
Next to the participants, you have the chat button. So that'll open up another window. You can chat directly to everyone, or you can select which person in the meeting you want to chat with. So for example, I can send a message to Janet, and it'll show as just direct messaging. So,
right.
By default, usually the chat saves the host. So if you're recording one and you end the session, the chat will save as a separate file, but it'll only go to the person that set the recording. So, for example, I think Camille will get the recording, so she'll get a copy of the video, and then there'll be a separate file that has the chat in there.
Oh, brilliant!
That you can send out, if you want. But it doesn't default go to everyone.
I've seen hosts also, as well as having a chat, they have a Q&A, so that they separate the chat from the Q&A if they're interviewing someone on the Zoom and you want to ask them a question.
Only in a webinar.
Only on a webinar. Got it.
Yeah, and that's a separate
Got
product.
it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Webinar, we cannot see how many participants and also the name.
Correct. Yeah, it's much more it's much more anonymous from a viewer's perspective. In the middle there, you have the green share screen button. So if you click on that, it gives you the option to share your screen. If you have multiple monitors connected, it's going to show you all of those. So for example, it's just me on my laptop. I just have one screen. I can share that. I have the option to share a whiteboard, which is kind of cool. So what that looks like is allows me just to draw and take notes here. Yeah, you can do all sorts of, you can change the format, the color, blah, blah. It's basically just a whiteboard.
I want that.
Yeah, if you click share screen, you'll see the option to share a whiteboard.
Yes, I see it, but I can't do it unless I'm a host, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're doing as a host capability, not as a viewer capability.
Right.
You should be able to.
No, I don't have whiteboard.
I have it, but I'm not the host. Janet's the host.
I'm the host? Oh, I've got to share screen first, though.
No, I don't have whiteboard.
Share. Oh, right.
There you go.
Oh, right. Ooh. Love it.
There's that.
Oh, thank you. That's cool.
Yeah. The other cool thing that I use quite a lot is the share iPhone, iPad. So if you connect the cable, there's two ways to do it. There's wireless, but the cable one is much more reliable. So I can hit share screen. I click iPhone via cable. I hit share. It's going to see that my phone's plugged in. It's going to give it a second. And there my screen comes up. And this is like this is a mirrored version of my iPhone.
So you can do that. Am I now the only host on this call?
Yeah.
So but you can show your iPhone even though I'm the host?
Yeah, because the settings that we have for this is allowed anyone in the meeting to share screen. You can change it so just the host can share their screen.
Oh,
but,
where's that one? Where is that?
I believe that's in the settings when you create the meeting. I don't know if you can do it.
I see. I see. Okay. Oh, that's really interesting. Yes, brilliant.
Yeah, so that's cool. Let me stop share there. And that's basically, there's a few other things a little more advanced. If you hit share screen, there's a tab kind of at the top that says advanced. If you click on that, you can share. There's other like minor things. The one I'll call out is the portion of the screen. I don't know how much you're going to use this, but basically you can predefine a portion on the screen, like by a drag and drop. And then I can share just this dedicated section of my screen. So it's not the whole screen. It's just whatever window that I want to define. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how helpful that is in this case, but that functionality is there.
Wow.
So there's that. There is the record button, so on and off. I think I'm not sure how it's set for our organization, but sometimes it either goes to a cloud storage. So Zoom has a cloud storage where you can share the link to with anybody, or it downloads the file locally on the host machine. A few minutes after the meeting, you'll see a folder appear in your and then you'll see has a couple different file types. There'll be the video, there'll be the audio, there'll be the transcript, and there'll be the chat. And then you can just send those files out however you want. But it's easier if you put it in the Zoom cloud storage, and that way you can just share the link with everybody. And then they'll open it in the web browser. The last one is the reactions. That's on the far right. This allows you to send little reactions mid conversation. So for example, here, they're basically just emojis I can send. You'll see at the top there, it shows the emoji next to your tile. So I can, raise my hands, or I can say go back, or you can just add whatever emoji that you want. The other one is apps. I'm not going to really cover those. They're more productivity based. I don't even use them at work, but there could be plugins like a calendar, things like that. Lastly, if you look at the top, of Zoom, you'll be able to change the view. So you can change the view from speaker to gallery. So speaker will highlight the person that's talking or whoever has the spotlight on them. So for example, if a host sets a spotlight on a particular user, it'll show that. Or you can click the gallery view and that'll show everyone listed there. I think it shows up to 48 people. After 48, it starts to paginate and you'll be able to cycle through that. Other host things that you can do is you can do a live transcript. This is a new-ish Zoom thing. I've ever actually used it. I don't know how reliable it is, but I would imagine it's probably pretty good. So you can turn that off and then you can save the transcript as well.
Good Lord, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Let me go back to gallery view. If you ever want to look at the meeting ID, for example, if you're inside Zoom and you click at the very top left, there's like a little shield icon next to recording. It says, if you hover over it, it says meeting invitation or meeting information, sorry.
Mhm.
If you click on that, it's going to show you the meeting ID, who the host is, what the passcode is, and what the invite link is that you can copy and paste. So that's the quickest way to grab the meeting ID and the passcode is at the very top left up there if you click meeting information.
Thank you for viewing this Next Village video recording. We hope you enjoyed it. Please help us spread the word and tell friends and neighbors about Next Village events and services for seniors and adults with disabilities in San Francisco. Visit our website to learn more about our vibrant, growing network, as well as to view our calendar of upcoming Zoom and in-person events and activities in San Francisco. Our website is nextvillagesf.org. Contact us to join our email list to learn about events and resources for seniors in San Francisco. And subscribe to the Next Village YouTube channel by clicking the button below.